Good evening. Welcome to episode number 34 of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 active listings on eBay. Thanks for joining me. It is Saturday morning at midnight. I am getting a little bit of work done before I go to sleep. I think that sometimes you got to do things even when you don't feel like it, and I'm really trying to motivate myself, and this channel has been a great way for me to stay on task. And a secondary purpose of me creating this store is to tighten up all the processes on my 10,000 item store. Documenting this journey is really helping me structure all my processes so I can teach it to other people. So, one of the most common questions I get is, how do I hire people? The best way is to have a very clear cut list of responsibilities for what they need to do. So, that's what I'm trying to create in this series. You can follow along and let me know your thoughts. Okay, step number 27, get 25 items around the house to resell. You can see in my previous video, of those 25 items, 24 were laying around the house. There was only one item that was from my previous eBay store, and that was the brand new razor. But I do want to show you guys what it's like to sell a brand new electronic, because you will find these when you're thrifting or garage selling. So I thought I would just give an example of things around the house. And it is likely that could be an item around your house if somebody had given you a gift and you didn't end up using it. So, step number 27, get 25 items, is complete. I have a question from Soundbooks Fun. Do I do 30-day auctions or good till canceled? I actually do both. So I'm going to show you guys when I put up my first listing in just a moment so you guys can get an idea of how I do both. Okay, step number 28. Um, this is where I recommend you download Dropbox on your phone and your computer. So go to dropbox.com, start with the free account. Don't waste money in the beginning. Make sure you like it. I like to take photos on my phone and have them automatically sync in the Dropbox on the computer. I've tried Google Photos. I actually like Dropbox better. And again, I'm shifting from listing on mobile to listing on the computer and syncing photos. So I'll be doing a little bit on my phone, but I'm shifting towards doing everything on my computer. So I have downloaded Dropbox on my phone and my computer, and I have synced it so that when I take a picture with my phone, it shows up on my desktop. Um, I'm not going to do a separate tutorial on that. You can Google that. If you have any specific questions, please email me, but hopefully you can figure that part out. Step number 29, I am going to add and edit store categories. Please have categories in your store. It's a great way for Google to crawl the eBay website and find out exactly what kind of items you have. So I'm going to go to the eBay store categories catalog, and the way you're going to get to this is my eBay, and then I always do Control F to search for Manage Store, and I always search for things, store categories, rather than scrolling. eBay is kind of a complicated website, so I like to search for the functionality. On the right side, you're going to click Add Category. The item that we're going to list first today is a coffee mug. So I'm going to put in here coffee mugs because it's also a common thing that you guys can find at Starbucks to flip. Or you may find them at garage sales or the thrift store for oftentimes $1 or less. I've seen them as low as 5 cents, a dollar for 20. Depends on where you're shopping. So coffee mugs is the first category. I'm going to bookmark this um, in our left column here because we're going to be constantly adjusting and editing store categories to make sure that SEO optimization is perfect. So we're going to leave that there. The next step is to add and edit business policies. And we're going to do that. That way we can save templates when we build items. Right now, for some reason, the biz policy screen is down for eBay, but I'm going to go over what the eBay business policies are so you guys can get an idea of how that saves you time. Okay, so my first business policy that I'm going to put in my store is that I'm always going to allow international shipping. And I want to have a few options. So eBay has the global shipping program. I'd like to select that plus offer one or two other international options. So for example, if it's under 4 pounds, sometimes it's first class international. And if it's over 4 pounds, it's considered USPS priority shipping for the most part. So I like to offer my customers a few different ways to um, purchase shipping. First class is slower, but it is much cheaper. So that is something that I like to offer. The global shipping program, which is eBay's own shipping company, where you ship it to Kentucky, they package it up, and then send it to your customer overseas. I don't necessarily like doing that because it is an additional cost to the customer usually. Second business policy is I'm currently going to offer same day 11 a.m. cutoff time. So that means um, if somebody buys this before 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'd like to get it packed up and ready to go out that day. You can adjust it to however you want, 1 day, 2 day. Just make sure that you're not late for whatever particular time period you pick. And remember, I'm picking the same day because I eventually want to compete with Amazon. When eBay comes out with this global delivery thing, I want to make sure I'm on top of it. The next policy is to double bag all my items. So when I am shipping my items, I always package them at the end of my um, listing process. That's just something I do. Some people don't do that. But just for me, I like to store it in a clear container um, because I'd like that to go to the customer so they get a more premium experience. I'll show you guys exactly what I mean later. I have a default returns policy, which is 30 days, basically no questions asked. I'll take your money. I'll give you your money back if you return it back to me. And the item must be in the same condition as when I shipped it. Okay, so those business policies I'm not going to create right now because they are, um, the system is down, but I'm going to include it on the left side here. And I also have a video in my YouTube. If you guys want to search business policies, I go over my 12 or 13 policies in that video. So I don't want to go over that again. Check it out. If you have any specific questions on creating business policies, email me again. Okay. Next is we are going to research a sold item. So the first item that we're selling is a coffee mug. It's a $100 bill mug. So I'm going to put in $100 bill coffee mug. The more specific you are, the closer you're going to get on the item that actually shows up. I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about researching sold items right now. So we're going to look for the mug that I am going to list first. Here it is. So this is a 16-ounce, $100 bill coffee mug, Stein Franklin. It's selling for $22.50 and looks like that is the only one. So there's only one item that matches this right here. I'm going to open this in a new tab and I'm going to go back up here. In the sold section, I'm going to click sold to see what similar items have sold. Cool, so there are two that have sold, but neither of them are the same one as the one that I have. So we know that this one in particular is the identical mug that I have. So once you're here, we're going to basically use this to save us time in listing. So I'm going to scroll down here on the left side. It's going to say sell now. I'm going to click this. Now we are going to sell this identical mug. But first off, we're going to go over our inventory system. So step number 33, create an inventory system. I'm going to drag this into the done, but we're going to go with this system. A00 through A99, so that's 100 bins. A00, A01, A02, all the way to A99. This, if you keep 25 items in each bin, is going to allow you to get up to 2,500 items, which is going to be more than sufficient for you to hit your $1,000 a week goal. Unless you're selling really cheap stuff, you'll be able to hit your goal with that amount. So that's the inventory system we have created. And now we're going to basically sell similar and write a title. So here we're creating the listing, and you can see the keywords that they use: 16-ounce, $100 bill, copy, mug, Stein, Franklin. So this person's like really getting in there, try to get as many characters as possible for keyword spam. So let me give you an example of what's keyword stuffing. So this person put Franklin because Benjamin Franklin is on the mug. So for me, I would actually add more to this. I go Ben Franklin, and I would add Benjamin because Ben and Benjamin are both going to be searched for Benjamin Franklin. 16-ounce is fine. I do think people will search for a 16-ounce mug. So 16-ounce $100 bill, copy, mug, beer, Stein. And it's okay because it is sort of a beer Stein. It also is a copy mug and it's porcelain. Um, I'm trying to so there's 3 characters left, so I'm going to use a, let's see, hold on a second. Also, I'm going to remove the caps because from what I've heard, um, caps is not searched as well on Google. 100, $100 bill, A01. So this is going to be in bin A01, or actually A00. A00, so I'm going to put that at the end of the title to help me remember what the item is. So 16-ounce, $100 bill, copy, mug, Stein. So this is basically getting in here and optimizing this title. So remember, you don't want to use all caps because it sounds like yelling, and also is not searchable as well on Google's algorithm. And you guys have noticed when you type something into Google, sometimes eBay listing pops up first. That's because they've optimized it so it will pop up. So make sure to try not to use caps. Um, and this is, I actually need to find a source for this information. This is just theory, but I think I've never seen a large seller that uses all caps. Okay, so down here, we're not going to do a subtitle. Custom label, this is where some people put the titles or the location. So I'll put A00 in here just to let us know where it is. Store categories, we made one earlier for copy mugs. So now, condition description, we'll put free of any cracks, no damage, and the mug has been used lightly. Great. So now we have that part in. Now we're going to add the photos. So when we click this, I'm going to go to Dropbox, eBay photos, and you guys can see that all the mug photos are in here. So go ahead and click all of them, upload them. Here's where a faster internet speed is going to help you list faster. There's also this dreaded problem of the pictures being rotated in Dropbox. I think if you use your phone and you if you lock the direction that the phone is at so that it's portrait, I think you can avoid this problem. So while it's loading the pictures, we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of it. There's no brand, China coffee mug, $100 bill, coffee mug, non-tender. I can't believe I have to put this. Cannot be used as legal tender. It's not a real $100 bill. Just got to cover yourself because people are dumb. They might buy this item and think that, I'm sorry, people aren't dumb, but people might buy this item not knowing that there's not actually a $100 bill taped to the outside of it. So you want to be as clear as possible. So $100 bill mug, coffee mug, 2 F's. no brand. So I'm going to go in here, and this is unfortunate, but I'm going to rotate all these photos. With used items, I like to take at least 6 photos to prevent people from returning items. This is a little bit annoying, but I feel like with a coffee mug, it's really easy to have stains and chips, so you got to make sure to have it all. So we're going to do a buy it now price of $12. Somebody had already offered to buy this on Instagram, so I'm going to do $12. A 30 days fixed price, quantity 1, PayPal. Am I going to make a donation? Yes, 10%. I'm going to select a different nonprofit. Looking for a children's hospital. Huh. We used to have. I can't believe there's not a charity here. Oh, here we go. So here's the Children's Hospital and Research Center. This is the one that I want to use. It's 1 mile from my where my office is located. So select. Great. So we've got 10% set up for charity. $12 buy it now price. PayPal option is set up for my PayPal. We are going to require immediate payment with buy it now. Some people don't offer this to allow their buyers a couple of days to pay for it, but I'm just going to require immediate payment. Um, Returns accepted within 30 days. Money back guarantee. Return shipping paid by buyer. Item must be returned in original condition before shipping. And this statement is just to prevent people from returning the item. Do I charge a restocking fee? Yes, 20%. I personally charge a 20% restocking fee. You guys can do whatever you like. You can also offer no returns, but if the item is not as described, people can return it anyway. Automatically relist this item? No, I manually relist all my stuff. So we're going to do calculated. Calculated. And we're going to do USPS priority padded flat rate envelope. Believe it or not, I'm going to send this mug in a padded envelope. I'm going to do a video shortly after it sells and give you guys an idea of how to sell something, ship something that's fragile in a padded flat rate envelope without it breaking. I'll show you guys how to do that. So package weight is going to be 12 by 9 by 4 for this, and custom weight, I weighed it earlier, it's about 1 pound 10 inches. You can assume most mugs are over 1 pound, so will not meet that first class requirement, but they're under 2 pounds. You want to try to fit them in a flat rate envelope so you can ship them for around $6. So calculated international shipping, ship to worldwide. I'm just going to offer first class because it's under 4 pounds. Same thing, I'm going to add another service, USPS Priority International. Great, so now I have 2 different options for international shipping. I've entered in my package weight and dimensions, no exclusion, item location. So we're about done with our first listing here. Got the pictures in here. Let me make sure this is rotated. Okay. I'm going to drag this photo right here to the front because it's a better look of the mug. So you always want to pick the one that takes up the most of the screen, so the customers can get the best view of their phone when they check it out. So now that we have that, we're going to scroll down. we're actually going to save and continue later. I have a question from Lily saying, how can I save more than 20 drafts? I was on the phone with eBay asking a few different eBay reps, and the conclusion is that you can save up to 500 drafts if there are pictures and descriptions and things saved in there. But if it's just a draft with no photos or description, it'll automatically be scrubbed by the system once it's over 20 listings. Also, on your mobile device, there are only 20 drafts. So here, there's one of one. You could have 20 drafts on your phone, but 500 drafts on your computer in theory. eBay says 20 drafts because they don't want people relying on more than 20 drafts, which I agree you should do as a beginner. You should try to list stuff as soon as possible. Don't make too many drafts. Okay, so this is set up. Once you're in this section, you're going to complete it. You don't necessarily have to do drafting first and then listing. You could literally scroll down here and list directly without saving it. I'm just teaching you guys some processes so that you could potentially scale your business in the future. So now that we have that, I'm going to click list. Oh, I didn't set up the handling time. Also, I need to set up a California sales tax. Oakland sales tax. Google it. 9.25. I need to collect 9.25% in California. Handling time, same business day. Shipping preferences, I want it to cut off before 11 a.m. PST. Okay. Do I want to charge handling? I do not. I will charge $1 handling for international. So now let's try listing. Awesome. Success. So I am going to screenshot this because this is my first listing on this new store. Awesome. So I'm going to click on it just to confirm. And I'm going to go back here into shipping. So 12 minus 720 is 480. So I'm actually going to revise this item. Scroll down. 12 minus 780. So I'm going to list this for $4.20 plus shipping, which should equal $12 even. It's a little disappointing that it doesn't say what the padded flat rate envelope pricing is in here. Hopefully eBay is listening. You guys should know what these costs are. They should be easier for the seller to determine what their shipping price is. Because it matters. Sometimes if the shipping cost is a little high, some people might think paying $7.80 to ship a mug is too much. And so they don't know. Let's go ahead and set this up. We're going to go ahead and refresh this page. Copy the link. I'm going to email it to Ken. Let me pause this video really quick. Sorry about that. I'm going to email this to Ken because he wanted to buy this mug for $12. So just sent that over. Thanks, Ken. Hopefully you love it. Let me know when you get it. So it's important to build a community. I am going to try to build a social media community with this whole process so you guys can see how it's done. I don't know why this is taking so long to load. I'm going to refresh it. So if you go to my eBay, you have one active listing. There it is. Why did it not update? Let me try and revise it again. $4. So there's the theory that you should do free shipping on every item. I have currently been charging for shipping. So 480 plus $7.20 equals $12 shipped, which is what Ken had wanted to purchase the mug for on social media. That is exciting. Go ahead and close this listing out. And I want to thank my Patreons. I got my first 3 patrons today, earlier today, and it was awesome. So I want to thank Amanda Parkinson, Carney D. Nichols, and Aaron Wright. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you so much for helping me get closer to my goal to quitting my full-time job and being able to sell on eBay full-time and make videos for you guys. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Also share this in your favorite Facebook group and check out my Patreon page. Have a great night, guys. Have a great weekend.